All right, family, peace and blessings. This is your brother, BroYosef. Peace to the family, peace to the tribe. Feathers up, Halito, Grand Rising, all that good stuff, right? This is BroYosef. I'm back with another video. All right, back with another video, and you already got an idea of what I'm gonna talk about in this video because I kind of put it out there, right? I want you guys to excuse the lighting in this video. My wife and my daughter is doing some things in the house, and this is the only area I can do the video in right now. My daughter has a dance class, and she needs to use my room, my office right now, to do a virtual for her ballet class. So as of right now, I have to do this video here. So for some reason, though, this lighting, feels like the right move for this video, right? But we're gonna get into it, family. So I want to talk about a couple things here, right? I want to talk about a couple things here, family. Okay? So, before I start the video, y'all already know, let's give our thanks, right? Let's give our gratitude for the day so we can get the right energy out there, right? All right? Let's give the gratitude. Today is Wednesday. I give thanks to the planet Mercury. I give thanks to the gods and goddesses of wisdom and knowledge. I give thanks to the god Odin. I give thanks to the god Thoth. I give thanks to the god Lord Ganesh. I give thanks to Papa Legba. I give thanks to all the gods and goddesses of wisdom. I give thanks to the god Acosta. I give thanks to all the ascended masters before me. I give thanks to all my ancestors before me. I give thanks to the 5 elements, earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. I give thanks to my animal spirit, the snake and the deer. And I give thanks to Mother Earth for always providing. And I give thanks for the Creator not allowing this asteroid to hit the planet that everybody's talking about. Ashe, ashe, ashe. All right, family. Let's talk, right? So the title of this video, family, is going to be called Don't Be Scared, Don't Be Prepared. Don't be scared, be prepared. All right? Don't be scared, be prepared. / spiritual recon, right? And the reason why I say spiritual recon is because that's kind of what I did in this past few days. I've been doing spiritual recon. And for those who don't understand or know what recon is, to do recon means to conduct a survey or to do an investigation. So that's kind of what I wanted to do to my channel, right? I want to do an investigation. I want to do some spiritual recon. I want to put some things out there and see how people react to it. And people reacted in a way that I didn't think they would react. This is why I'm glad I put the video out there. So by the time this video is out, that video will be deleted. That goes to show how much I really care about that video, okay? And that video was about, of course, the asteroid that people were saying that could hit the planet. And that's not something that's made up. That's why I don't understand why people are calling it fear mongering. Because that's not something that's actually made up. That's actually a planet, asteroid that does exist, and it isn't coming towards us, right? It's the size of a refrigerator, though. But a refrigerator-sized asteroid going 40,000 miles an hour could do some serious damage. But we're hoping and praying that doesn't hit, right? So I didn't put that video out, guys, because I want something like that to happen, and because I want you guys to get afraid, right? But some people took it as that. Notice on my videos, family. Notice on my videos, right? BroYosef never puts out those type of videos. I may talk about a few things here and there, but one thing about me is I always give you a solution. That's something nobody can ever take from me. One thing about me, if I'm telling you about something that people are going to do to you or that the government has prepared, I always give a solution. So when you're putting out fear mongering is when you just scare the hell out of people and you don't give them a solution. So in the video, these people were simply saying that the reason why this video exists and the reason why we're putting this information out because we feel like we can avert the situation. We can avert the situation if we let people know about it, right? And I know about this video for about a good week, And when I first looked at the video, I downloaded it and they erased it off people's YouTube. They're erasing the video all over YouTube. So I knew it was pretty serious, right? But the elite don't want people seeing this video, right? They really don't want people seeing this video. So I wanted to put the video out there. Now I could have just kept, there's a lot of videos BroYosef come across that I just keep in my archive and I look at them and I study them and I decide if these things are true or not, right? And then there's, videos I don't even talk about, right? Where I just do away with because I know these people are just, they're promoting fear. So I don't deal with fear, right? But I want you guys to understand a good teacher always tests his students to see what they're ready for, okay? So I've been thinking about where I want to go with my channel next, some things I want to do, or even what I want to do on my website. And I said, let me do some recon. Let me do some spiritual recon to test the people and see what's going on out there. Who's really watching my channel and how people react to certain things. Because trust me, without a shadow of a doubt, I could say things on YouTube that would definitely have people scared. I don't say these things, okay? I don't say these things. Because if I don't have a solution for it, I'm not talking about it, okay? So I don't always consider myself a teacher. A lot of you guys call me teacher. Some people call me master. I don't consider myself all these things. But I thank everybody for showing me the love and respect, right? But I feel like if you do look at me as a teacher, and I guess I have to call myself that because I am teaching on YouTube, but if you guys look at me as a teacher, then what type of teacher would I be if I didn't really test you on, your mind state, your magical mind state, or or where you are at in your path, right? I want you guys to understand, most of the stuff these people were actually talking about in the video on a magazine cover, which is from 2019, they say, right? Most of the stuff on this magazine cover, most of it already came true, right? When they were breaking certain stuff down, a lot of the decoded stuff decoded on that front of that magazine already came true. So we're not dealing with something that's fear-mongering. So, and I'm going to get to what I really noticed on my channel when I started to, when I put the video out, right? So once again, these people literally wanted to put the video out because they feel like if more people saw it, it would be averted. The whole thing, they would have to change up their plan, right? But at the same time, these people said that an asteroid can never hit the planet, but they could make it appear like one did, right? Because they can just use HARP, a weather manipulation system, and just cause an earthquake or a tsunami in the middle of the ocean, which they could do. They have the technology for that, right? So one of the first things, family, I realized about my channel when I put this video up, and when I put it up, I'm just sitting back watching the comments, and I'm laughing, right? I can't believe some of the stuff I'm seeing and hearing, right? I can't believe it. I'm like, wow. People who have been subscribing for a while even, were afraid, right? Some people weren't. I'm not saying everybody, right? A lot of people were. Some people took it serious, and that's cool, right? Because my whole thing is I'd rather have information and need it than to not have it, and I did need it, So my whole motto is don't be scared, be prepared. I'm prepared for everything. So I watch a lot of these things because I do pay attention to what the elite is doing, right? I don't focus on it, but I pay attention, okay? And I always prepare myself accordingly. And I recommend you guys do the same. Yes, it's true that a lot of government conspiracy theory stuff is not real, right? But you got to be smart enough and know what's real and what's not. You got to know what to pay attention to and what not to pay attention to. So, could an asteroid hit the planet? Absolutely, it could. It could absolutely hit. And you might want to be prepared, I'm not saying it's going to hit, but I'm saying it could. And in case it does, you want to be prepared. BroYosef, hope and pray that nothing like that happens before the election, right? But I noticed that I have a lot of hidden subscribers, right? And trolls, more than I thought I had, right? That are simply just waiting for me to put something out that they can say is negative, right? And that's why I started realizing these people didn't even watch the whole video. Because if people paid attention, the people were saying the video exists to avert the situation, not to scare people. It didn't just go on, well, yeah, they're doing this and they're doing that, they're doing that, they're doing that, they're doing that. No, they said in the video, we're trying to avert it. So we want people to know. The more people see the video, the more we can get people's mind state to not want it, right? So that's the first thing I noticed. I have more trolls. I mean, I was going on people's pages with no pictures, weird names, and these channels were just created like a week ago. One channel I saw was created the same day I was going through through looking. Some people's channels were created a month ago, a week ago, this month. And I'm looking like, wow. And they secretly watch my channel. They secretly watch my channel. And when something comes up that they think I'm being negative about, right? I didn't do the video. I just wanted to share it with people. They immediately come out, oh, he's fear mongering. He's putting out fear. No, you're just too stupid to realize what's really going on here. And you're not smart enough to know BroYosef as a chess player in his head, right? I always make people think I'm doing one thing and then I'm doing something totally different. You know, I never really let the left hand know what the right hand is doing. That's part of being a magician, right? I'm gonna have you looking over here and I'm doing something totally different. That's what I do to protect myself, right? Because you never know who people are. You gotta be smart. You gotta protect yourself. So I threw bait out there, and a lot of trolls came out of the woodwork and went right for the bait, right? A lot of people who are dealing with fear also, came out and I just seen some people. I'm like, wow, I didn't know this person dealt with fear on that level. Some people were really scared. Oh my God, when is it going to hit? And I got a lot of text messages and a lot of emails. But it's all good because we're gonna talk about fear, right? So I also found out that the government, without a shadow of a doubt, is watching my channel, right? I know that. And I'll be honest with you. I first started to realize it when I started talking about how much I hate child molesters in my past videos and what I do to child molesters. And all of a sudden, people who I never met, emails, people start saying, like, sending me emails, hey man, I know a child molester. I know. I'm like, what? I don't know what you're talking about. Why are you telling me? Why are you telling me? It's almost like somebody trying to set me up. It's the craziest thing, right? And I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about, right? People just start sending me all kind of messages. People who definitely had troll channels start messaging me, hey man, such. So I first started to really realize then. Now the question is, when I said that, was that another thing to see, right? Not to say it's not true, and not to say it is true, you know. But that was another thing to see, to put something out there to see what people are hitting for, to see what it's hitting for, to see what type of people are reacting to my channel, right? So you guys gonna know I do that a lot, right? I may do something that's out of the ordinary, and people are like, wow, I'm surprised BroYosef talked about that, or why, because I'm a chess player. I'm a chess player in my head, family, right? So I definitely know now, that people who are government agents are definitely watching my channel, and some of my subscribers also, I noticed, got to get past fear. Got to really, really get past fear. Okay, I want you guys to get past fear. Stop focusing on fear. Because if you are prepared, you have no reason to be scared. And a lot of people who are talking negative on the channel, on the video, I realized something too. They're really scared too. That's why they're being so negative about it, right? And then you have those people who were, um, you had those people who were all love and light and saying, oh, we just got to think positive, and you can't put darkness out there because you'll spread more darkness. And a lot of comments I deleted, a lot of trolls I blocked, right? I went to work. I did a lot of work. I even shut off the comments at one point because there was so many comments, right? In that channel, it's funny how when negative things happen, people, they kick in, stuff just, that's the most popular videos. 2020 Year to Master was my most popular video, okay? It was my most popular video, but let me talk to these people who deal with the light, right? And BroYosef is all for the light, right? And I'm all for the darkness too. But remember, I'm right in the middle. The problem with a lot of you guys is you're too blinded by the light, okay? You're too blinded by the light. And, some of you guys are just like, oh, if you just keep loving your dog and loving your neighbor, and if you just hold your crystals and think high vibrations and just keep loving the gods and keep loving and keep thinking the rainbows, and you guys gotta stop that, man. You gotta be prepared. Those are the same people who, when bad things happen, they are the most scared people, right? Because they so spiritually high, or their vibration is so high, they can't be balanced. You can be totally unbalanced and have your vibration high. I remember in 2012, where people really thought that we were going into the fourth dimension then, in 2000, years ago in 2012. And I remember some people were even saying we're going to the fifth dimension. I didn't say a word. I just sat back and watched people's channels and videos, right? This was back in 2012. So there was even a whole group of people who actually went and there was some millionaire. He got some island. He rented out a whole island and told everybody to come. Oh, we're over here. We're in the fifth dimension. We're living in the fifth dimension over here. You're still on Earth. Like, what type of fool do you think people are? But some people are fools, and they went right over there on the island. They flew over there, and they're on palm trees and beautiful water. It was a beautiful area, beautiful island. And they're telling people on YouTube that yes, the fifth dimension is here, family. This is the seed of the vibration where the fifth dimension will start. And you used to come here into the vortex and get the energy. I'm sitting there like this shit is crazy. This is an unbalanced person. A person that's so spiritually high, they are no earthly good, right? They're just too high on their vibration. They're blinded. They can't really see what's going on. You can't be like that. And I'm warning you guys, you can't be like that, especially right now. If you're gonna be like that, be balanced, right? Be balanced. Prepare yourself because bad things can happen. I remember when I did the 2020 year of the master video, okay? And this video might not be that long. But I remember when I did the 2020, the year of the master video. I even had people then, when I started telling people, hey, 2020 is going to start with a bang. It's going to be some negativity. And then I talked about over the next 10 years, things that's going to happen that's going to make the world a better place, technology advancing and stuff like that, right? But I was telling people we got to go through the chaos first and then the better stuff will come, right? Some people didn't even want to hear that. Now, that's my most popular video on my channel, 2020 year of the master. And there were people emailing me even then telling me, brother Yusef, you got to be more positive. We're going into a whole new world and you got to think positive, sir. And you got to be, and they were trying to be respectful. But I'm like, no, you're wrong. What's going to happen is what's going to happen, right? And like I said again, I don't want this asteroid to hit. I don't want them to even use a heart machine to cause chaos. But this is what these people do. So you have to be prepared until their energy is totally diminished out of this earth. Be prepared. Don't sit there and just think and believe that good things are going to happen. Yes, that can help. But the best person is the prepared person. You know, I'm going to tell you guys a story. So, Brother Yusef is a prepper. I've been a prepper for about 4 or 5 years, very heavily. So, what I decided to do about 4 years ago, I decided to get me a little small storage unit. And I wanted to start getting canned goods and water and medical supplies. I had peroxide. I had all the stuff that I even had cleaning supplies, right? All in my storage unit. So what happened, family, is um, when the coronavirus started to hit, right? I remember one particular morning. You know, I'm not really worried about it. I'm like, oh yeah, I see what's happening. And even back then, I told you guys that all you see is a test. These people are really testing testing their power to see if they could shut the whole world down. They did. They were successful at it. So this was just a test. Imagine what can happen next, right? So I remember, you know, the people are panicking. Everybody's trying to get tissue. You know, I don't know why that was so important. That goes to show you how crazy people are. They want to get tissue, but people are scrambling getting tissue, and you know, it's a survival thing. I remember going to the grocery store and a shelves being empty. Right, certain things just wasn't there. Water was one of them. Water was very short. If it came in that morning on a truck, it was pretty much gone by the end of the day. Right? And I remember one particular morning, I was sleeping in the bed, and my wife had already woke up with her family. They went to the store. Her family, you know, her mom and a few other family members, they all went to the store. And when my wife came back home, you know, I'm home, my daughter's home sleeping. My wife woke up early to go to the store. And when she came back home, she was crying, right? She was crying, she was tearing up. Oh, it's just so sad watching the people, and you know, there's no food, and you know, and I'm like, well, looked at her, I said, well, I kind of told you this was gonna happen. She's like, yeah, but you know, it's really bad. What are we gonna do? How long is it gonna last? And I said, didn't I tell you that I was like stacking stuff? She's like, what? I don't remember. Now I've been telling my wife for a while that I've been stacking, right, and I've been a prepper, and I don't think she fully grasped that or believed it. So what I told her to do was to wake up, go get the baby ready, and I'm gonna take her somewhere. So she got up, we got the baby ready, my daughter, and we went to my storage unit. And when I hit the button to open it, you should have saw her eyes. She couldn't believe I had stored so many cases of water, so many canned goods and rice and food. I had stored flashlights, batteries, medical supplies, all this peroxide and alcohol, all the stuff people needed. We had it. Hand sanitizer, cleaning supplies, right? She was like, "Oh, I can't believe you got all this stuff." Yes, because I'm prepared. I'm not one of these people who are so spiritual. I don't believe anything bad can happen. And I told you guys this story because I want you guys to understand. Yes, bad things can happen. I mean, goddamn, the coronavirus just happened, and some of y'all still saying, "Don't be so negative." I don't understand that. Anything you hear, you can't take it with a grain of salt. Not today. You're living in the wrong time, the wrong world. You gotta be real about what's happening in this world. Okay? You see what's happening. Cases of the coronavirus are spiking again all over the planet, all over the planet, but definitely in America, all over America, the cases are spiking. What do you think is going to happen when they get too high? They're going to try to shut everything down again. They're going to try to shut everything down. So I want you guys to understand, be prepared, right? Be prepared. I want you guys to also understand that we're living in a time now where we're going into the fourth dimension, and I can't stress this enough, right? As we go into the fourth dimension, family, anything is possible. Okay? Anything is possible. It doesn't mean that the world's going to get better because there's a lot of negative things that happen on the fourth dimension. Wars are fought all the time on the fourth dimension and they trickle down to the third dimension. If you have a war in the fourth dimension, it's going to be a war in the third dimension. That's how it happens. Okay? So I want you guys to understand that the fourth dimension is not heaven. It's not a heavenly state. The fifth dimension is way better, right? But in the fourth dimension, family, we still you have negative entities and negative spirits that live in the fourth dimension. All I've been telling you guys is that you're going to have more access to defend yourself because powers are going to activate psychic abilities and stuff like that. And you will see it a lot in these children growing up. You're also going to have guardians and stuff that are trying to protect us and help us. They're going to start popping up and showing themselves. And you're also going to have negative entities that's going to be trying to keep us on the third/fourth dimension. They don't want us going to the fifth dimension. They don't want us to become more powerful than them. They can't stop it because the Creator has already willed us to go to the fifth dimension, just like the great Dr. Blair said. So we're going whether they like it or not. The thing is, who is going? Who's going? Right? I don't want you guys who are so spiritually high to be stuck and be stranded and get depressed because, you don't have food and water because you just kept loving your neighbors and loving your dog and carrying your crystals and thinking about rainbows. And it's not going to work. Okay? I'm telling you, it's not going to work just thinking like that. Right? You need a mass group of people to think on a level to change a world event. You don't need a lot of people, but you need a group of people to do that. You just can't be positive. You can do it for your own life. You can be positive and you can make positive things happen in your own life. But to change a worldwide catastrophic event, you can be as positive as you want. It ain't gonna work just coming from you. So once again, family, the video was put out for the people who are too stupid to understand it, all the negative people. It was put out to avert the situation. And I'm not saying that. That's what the people in the video said. They're trying to avert the situation from happening and they're putting it out there. It wasn't just to scare you. So for all of you who are thinking that the video was put out to scare you, you're crazy. You need to get your energy right. I know half of y'all ain't gonna listen anyway, especially the negative people, because I know some people come on there and just to talk shit, right? So I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people that really care. Don't be scared. Be prepared. Rise above your humanity. Your humanity is your enemy. The fact that you think you're human is your enemy. You are not a human being. You are a soul playing the role of a human. Okay? You are a soul playing the role of a human. You're going to have to understand that. And I tell people, give yourself a spiritual name. Give yourself a name that you can tap into that higher frequency at will, right? And you can be that entity, be that person. Now, what happened to you in your past has nothing to do with this new identity you created, which is the aspect of your higher self. Call yourself whatever it is, whatever resonates with you. Once again, I always tell people I call myself BroYosef because my real name is Joseph. And I call myself Yosef because it's the higher vibrational word of Joseph, right? English is a bastardized language. So Yosef is the higher vibrational word of that, and I call myself that, right? And I'm everybody's brother. That's how I look at it. I'm your brother. I'm here to help you. So I'm BroYosef. right? And it just felt right to me when I said it, right? It just felt right to me. So that's what I go with, family. So to recap, to recap, family, I want you guys to stop being scared of everything, right? Stop being so afraid and be prepared for the worst and hope for the best. You should live your life like that. In my tribe, our motto is we live in peace, but we prepare for war. I don't want it with nobody. But don't think for a moment that I'm sitting there and I'm just loving my neighbor and loving my dog and holding crystals and singing kumbaya. And don't think that somebody won't try you one day. You gotta keep your shit up. You gotta be on your stuff all the time. You gotta keep your skills up. Your tools gotta be sharpened. You gotta be ready for when that day comes. You're prepared. So I've been telling you, and like I said in my videos, family, I always give solutions. So I've been preparing y'all for this moment. Before this stuff even was happening in 2019 and 2018, I've been telling people about nanonite technology and 5G. I was saying this since 2018. Go back and watch my video. Go watch Is the Antichrist a Real Person, a Real Thing? And I was talking about the 5G and artificial intelligence in 2018. So I want you guys to understand that I'm always just here to give a solution. And the solution I'm telling you guys right now, do what I've been telling you to do. Stack your water. Get your activated charcoal, because yes, the vaccines are coming, whether you like it or not. And some of us have livelihoods. We have jobs, right? And you may not be able to avert to get past the vaccination, because most people don't have a nationality, right? You may not be able to get past the you may not be able to get past the vaccination. So you're going to have to use activated charcoal, family, to get that out of your system. That's what I recommend, right? I've been telling y'all about hydrogen water. I've been telling y'all about Harataki, right? I've been telling you, giving you guys things that's going to help you, right? Colloidal silver, right? And I'm not the only teacher saying this. There's a lot of people saying this. But all I'm saying is, I've been telling you guys about shungite, right? So I'm telling all you guys this stuff because I want you to be prepared. I don't want no more fear, right? Everybody gets scared sometimes. That's okay. But what I'm trying to tell y'all is that the more prepared you are, the less you have the fear. If there's people in your neighborhood running around robbing people, right? And you got a house full of guns and bullets and knives and weapons, you're not going to be as afraid as everybody else, because you'll be wishing a motherfucker would come to your house. You know what I'm saying? Because you got something for them. That's all I'm saying, family. I'm not worried about no vaccination. I'm not worried about, a food shortage. I'm not. Now, don't get me wrong. I have so much food I could put in my house and water, but I'm good for a while. When the coronavirus hit, I was good for a while. So I want you guys to be the same way. That's all I'm saying. So the video, family, that I put out earlier, which is erased by now. Hope you guys found the video. You can go find it somewhere else. The video that I did put out was a test to see where people are, to see who's watching my videos, which I found out a lot of trolls are, and to see how people's mindset is, right? And to avert the fear, family, be prepared. Be prepared. If you're afraid of spirits and you're afraid of a spirit attacking you, learn magic. Learn how to fight spirit. It's that simple. If you're afraid of somebody bothering you, carry a weapon. If you're afraid of a food shortage, stack the food while the time is good. See, the problem is, people, when times get better, people go back to sleep and they forget about things. And we need to stop doing that. We need to always be prepared for the worst and hope for the best. That don't mean you're thinking negative. That's a positive way of thinking. Because when a negative do come, which is gonna come, because there's duality, there's balance in this world. When a negative does come, you're not thinking negative. You're feeling good. You're back eating popcorn, watching the world burn. Because you straight, you prepared. And anybody can do this. Anybody can do this. So if you're a man especially, and you have a family, and you ain't doing what I'm saying to do as far as stacking food and protecting your family, bro, you got an issue. You got an issue. You got to start preparing. Because we don't know when this thing is really going to be over as far as all this negative energy on the planet, right? It ain't going to be over this year. It ain't going to be over this year. They're expecting the cases of corona to spike again, right? Which means in California, they still shut a lot of stuff down in California. People leaving California. They got wildfires. It's hell over there. And California's a beautiful place. But at the same time, I want y'all to be prepared, family. Be prepared. Don't be scared. Watch y'all back. Understand that BroYosef is not for a meteor hitting the earth. It was not a fear tactic. It was a test to see where y'all mind is at. And it gave me a whole new perspective about my channel and how I'm gonna move on my website and stuff like that. So um, expect everything to be on the website by November. I'm making a lot of jewelry right now that I want to put up. I'm gonna put up a certain amount at a time, so it's not gonna just be an endless supply because I have other things in my life I'm doing. So I'm gonna put up a certain amount, and when those are done, I'll put up more, and when those are done, I'll keep putting up more and more and more. Right? I have gonna have jewelry ranging from $30 all the way up to $100 on my channel. I'm gonna have custom pieces that I'm making. I'm not making custom pieces for people, but I'm making custom pieces that I design, and I'm gonna be putting on my channel. All right, big pieces, small pieces, whatever you like. All right. So there's more to come, family. I want y'all to be prepared. Don't be scared. Stack your food, stack your water. Um, Pay attention to what's going on around you, and live your life. Right? Live your life, family. Okay. So, BroYosef, love y'all. More videos to come. I just want to do this video because I think it's a good time for it. And I need to talk to people on that. So, BroYosef, love y'all. More knowledge coming in the next video. And also, I want to say this: if you guys want consultations, do not do it on my website. Please do it on my uh, email, through email. All right? Because people are hitting up my website doing consultations. I want you guys to hit me up through email, nulyfetools@gmail.com. Link will be below the video. I love y'all. More videos to come. Peace, family.